will.
He's like,
I'll
yes,
tell you
sir.
that much right now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Average Employee Podcast. I'm your host Al, and Bean. I got
It's time to clock it.
Hey, yo.
yo. So we're back. I was gone for a little bit of time. I had a wedding to go to, but you guys already know the usual suspects. Got the 3 J's, and Choji's not here, but we got the little B,
And the little bean.
little Bean.
Bean.
Yeah, we changed locations today, trying to try it out. This is Jared's garage.
Jace and Jared's
Sorry.
garage. Come on, man. I'm here too.
Sorry, it's just first I have it.
Welcome to my garage.
Okay.
We're at the Guerrero's garage. I think
Happens
that's a
to me
safe.
all the time.
Anyway, we're trying this out, so let us know what you guys think. Do you guys like this setup, or if you guys like the previous setup where it was back in my hot ass landing area? So if you like us sweating or you like us chilling, let us know in the comments.
Oh, that tells a lot about how much you like this spot. Wow.
Just chilling.
That was
Hey,
nice.
know what I'm saying?
You're really sweet.
Hey, watch
It's
out.
nice and cool in here.
Watch
Yeah.
out. You might get diabetes.
Oh,
Diabetes.
I do got a sweet tooth. I really don't. I'm not that into sweets, but
So, last week's post was for sure not as scheduled, just because I had to be out for. Excuse me, I had to be out for a week for a wedding.
hey, thanks for doing that, by the way.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Well, anything for the anything for the viewers or the listeners, both. Since now we're on
A little bit of
YouTube.
both. A little bit of
A
both.
little bit of both.
We're everywhere. You want
True.
to watch us? You want to listen to us? Go ahead.
Should we drop the links now?
Yeah, so links will be in the description of this pod, or if you're watching the YouTube video. If you're watching the YouTube video,
YouTube videos.
yeah. If
That
you're
was hard.
looking to the YouTube video, it'll also be down in below.
On the YouTube.
Not at all the places that I just pointed, because that's a
Yeah.
lot.
So yeah,
Editing will take care of that.
yeah, I got you. So yeah, so if you're listening to this on the way to work, on your break, at the gym, getting ready for the day, hope you have a great day.
And cheers to you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
So what'd you guys do while I was gone?
I sat in my room and waited for you to come back.
I waited a podcast again.
Just counting the hours and the minutes and the seconds.
Last week is what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing crazy. Pretty typical week at work. Things were pretty good. Over the weekend, I didn't do anything. Me and Jared watched The Boys.
The boys dropped
The
this
Boys
past
dropped
Friday.
on Amazon Prime, so we watched
So-
that on Saturday.
Already caught up. Done.
Pretty much all I did on Saturday.
Just watching all the drops that came out.
And then on Sunday, I went to a beer garden right here in Union City, the Birdhouse.
Oh, did you try the
Solid choice.
poke fries?
I didn't. Well, the reason I went is because they had like a pop-up event where like little vendors and stuff were there. So Renelle, my friend, she has a friend who has a vendor, Max by Icky. I'll put a little plug for that. And they make like macaroons, little different like sweets, different little like trail mixes, and all different kinds of stuff. So we went to go there, support, bought some trail mix. I'm pretty sure one of them's already gone.
They're really good.
Yeah, they're
All
really
the
good.
chocolates are gone from it. It's just the peanuts.
One tastes like Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, one was like a strawberry cereal flavor. I'll bring it
Still
out
here.
in a sec. It's really good.
Yeah,
and then
bring
the
it
other one was like a spicy Chex Mix type of deal, like trail mix.
That
type
one's
thing.
empty.
That one's gone for sure. That one's really good.
It's just the.
I didn't do
flavoring
it.
that's
It wasn't me, I swear.
Yeah,
I didn't even get a chance to try it.
Honestly, it was mostly me. And then when I came home today, I was like, oh, it's gone. And then on Sunday, that was still Sunday. Then I went to Bubba's and his girlfriend's like birthday picnic. We hung out there for a little
sick.
bit at
Happy
Lake
belated.
Elizabeth.
Happy belated.
We went back to Bubba's house, watched the Warriors game. Go Warriors! They
Go
won.
Celtics.
They did not win tonight, unfortunately.
That's right.
So what? They're 2 and 3.
2-1 Boston.
Not want to talk about it.
Yeah, sports ball.
Really quick to the Bay Area. All love for the Bay. Golden State Warriors, amazing team.
They are.
But Celtics in 5. Thank you.
Oh
Bye.
my God. Okay. And then we played D&D on
We
Sunday.
don't say that around here. That's almost fighting words.
That was pretty much my last week and weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
What you guys?
I didn't do much.
You sure?
so much
And, and you know what? That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
did.
It's all right.
Like,
Didn't you have like a get together? I noticed you are mask on for appropriate reasons. So
Appropriate reasons.
yeah.
Very
For
appropriate.
those out there, We're
Wear your
being
mask.
safe as
Yeah.
always. Not that he even is positive, but
Nope.
taking in consideration the whole group.
We
He's like,
thank
I
you.
just ate some garlic fries. And I don't want to.
He's saving us.
Yeah.
Saving myself. Nah, it's little stuff that's been going around. It's for your guys' safety.
Thank you.
So got a grad party. Just got to make sure I stay negative for that, because if I get positive now, I'm basically screwed for the
Oh,
whole
okay. You
party.
have a party coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
this
So
Saturday.
Okay.
yeah, Saturday. It's mainly for your safety and to make sure I don't get it, so I can actually go to that afterwards. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
But I need to make it there because
Party time.
party almost got
Party time.
ruined.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So won't
we get you.
Get too far into that, but we're in the
okay.
clear at the moment, so we gotta
Good.
keep it that way.
We like that.
Jared, how's work?
Work's been good. We have a pretty important visit coming up in this next week, so everyone in the store is kind of scrambling around, making sure everything is in order. Which, I mean, at the end of the day, it should always be in order. But you know, when a big visit comes around from like a regional or a district manager, that's really like it's showtime. Now, for my side up front, I'm in customer service. We're good. I'm 100% processed
There you go.
through. I'm fully staffed.
Stay ready.
I'm ready for whatever they need to ask me. We've been making our goals for the past how many months? Right
Hell
now,
yeah.
we are kind of we're on track to make our goals, but we're kind of slowing down a little bit. So I've been amping up my team, just kind of trying to rally them up, trying to make sure that we have our goals in mind first. You know, taking care of the customer and all that good stuff.
Hell yeah.
So I mean, I'm excited for them to show up. But I mean, other than that, I mean, what Friday the boys dropped, I watched that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I also I can't remember if it was Friday. I think it was Friday night when did I go out Friday?
I think so. Yeah.
I think I went to out to the patio with one of my boys.
Yeah. It was
Sean.
Friday. It was Friday night. Yeah.
Sean and his girl Jess. Shout out to them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we just hung out. I was supposed to hang out with them on Saturday, but you know how that goes. I was kind of hungover already. I didn't have the energy for it.
You know the
Love you guys, but shit.
The cure to not get a hangover is
Drink more.
just don't stop drinking.
Yeah.
That's also true.
Learn that
I'm
in Tahoe.
sure I could have recovered.
True.
um,
Just don't stop drinking.
What
you
is it?
drink more.
Hair of the dog.
Hair
Yeah,
of the dog.
hair of the dog. That was every morning at Tahoe.
But I didn't feel like doing that.
We're
So I
all
decided not
fucking
to.
hungover. We were like, let's shotgun a beer. It'll get rid of the hangover.
Got it.
Shotgun the beer. Threw up right
Everyone
in the sink.
throws up.
Right into the sink. Terrible idea.
Fun though.
It was a good idea before I did it.
That's how it always goes. It's always a great idea until you have to suffer those
That's true.
consequences.
That's true. So
Yeah. How was the wedding? How was the trip?
the trip was.
Whose wedding was it?
It's my cousin Marlo's
nice.
wedding.
Congrats.
So congrats, Marlo and Becky, or Becky and Marlo. I don't know the proper way to do it, but thank you guys so much for hosting. It was all the way in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Wow.
It's kind of like a city over from where Becky lives, and the whole trip was dope. The first night we flew out. You guys can see in the vlog, but flew out at like 6 a.m. Got there like around 10, and then just chilled out in Chicago.
Chicago's dope.
Yeah,
I like Chicago.
it's fucking sick.
Yeah.
The Windy City, huh?
Yeah, it's actually fun fact. The Windy City is actually not about the city. It's about the politicians for Chicago.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't know what that means, but that's what the tour guide was, was saying.
You learn a lot on those.
Yeah. So if you guys ever go out to Chicago, do the Wandella River tour. Super informational about like all the architecture,
Mm-hmm.
about all the like the history of Chicago. Like talked about the Chicago fires and all that. And the guy was nothing but puns. I fucking loved it.
Nothing about the mobsters.
Yeah, he talked about Al Capone.
There we go.
Talked about how this one building was his favorite speakeasy. I forgot which one. It's like one of the buildings that has like gold on top, and it was such his favorite speakeasy that he had his office in there.
Dope.
So
Yeah, people from Chicago like to party because nothing closes out there, really. Yeah, everything's open till like 5, 6 a.m.
yeah,
That's
it's like
what I'm talking
it's
about.
like a mini Vegas.
It's fun.
So okay, so imagine that, right? Crystal and I walking around from Wrigley Field to downtown Chicago on like Michigan Ave,
It's a long walk.
and then Like we took like Uber and,
got it.
and like the Lyft bicycles.
Like you
and
made your
stuff.
way down.
Yeah,
Got
Oh,
it.
you went to my team stadium?
sure.
The Bears.
The Bears.
So we're drinking out there, and then we make the trip to Milwaukee, then to Minnesota. That's in Minnesota, but to Appleton, and then we're trying to find places to drink, and it's like you can only buy liquor at a liquor store. I didn't understand that concept. Like you couldn't just go to
Like 7-Eleven?
no, like nothing. They like beer and wine, but like I was like, I'm trying to get some honey, and like
Hard liquor.
yeah, just liquor. And then like everyone's looking at me like I'm the weird one.
Did you
I feel
get
like
a
that makes sense to
Chicago
me.
pizza?
I did.
Well, I feel like
I feel like that makes sense.
even 7-Eleven out here doesn't sell liquor.
No,
No, like-
7-Eleven doesn't.
Yeah.
But I think you're talking like grocery stores.
yeah,
and
you
Oh,
gotta,
stuff
I
like
see,
you
I
that.
see,
gotta
I
go
see.
to an
I get
actual
what you mean.
liquor
So
store.
there's actually a store for it.
What do they have out there? Kroger's?
Piggly Wiggly.
Yo.
I'm sorry, what?
Let's go hit up that Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly
I
Wiggly?
think-
Really?
Is that real?
Yeah, it's. I think that's like their version of Safeway.
Piggly Wiggly. Yeah.
Piggly
It
Wiggly.
came up immediately. Oh, it's like what's the Porky the Pig? It looks like Porky the Pig.
Does
is
it really
there.
say
There, I-
Piggly Wiggly?
It's
like,
literally
Says
Piggly
Piggly
Wiggly.
Wiggly over
You
here.
can buy merchandise. You guys want a shirt? Yo. They got a pig umbrella. That's a cop. Okay. Sorry.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Pizza?
so we had Chicago deep dish pizza.
No.
Really, you don't like that?
I know, unpopular opinion maybe, but
I like
just
deep dish.
Not a big fan.
I, like a
I
deep
think
dish.
I think deep dish. I can eat regular pizza no matter what, but like I can't eat deep dish all the time. It's a lot of food. But we tried this place called Lou Malnati's.
Yeah, that's the one I tried.
Yeah, you don't like it?
No, it wasn't. Personally, am not a big fan of deep dish pizza.
Okay,
And like when I
that'll
was
do
there
it.
in Chicago, everyone's like, "Okay, you got to try the Lou Malnati's deep dish pizza. That's like the Chicago pizza."
Yeah.
But then when I talk to more people, that's like the touristy,
Yeah.
like the tourist, like you got like if you're visiting, you got to go try it. But maybe if I tried like a different. I shouldn't see. I'm trying to be like nice. A better quality deep dish pizza. I might have liked it more, but I'm just not a big fan of it.
Did you have to use a knife and fork, or were
Yeah.
you able to pick it up?
It's messy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a pie, literally.
Yeah, just get a pie.
Yeah. But then I actually enjoyed their salad more than I enjoyed the pizza.
You know what? I tried all the other side dishes, and they were all very good. Yeah.
Except for the buffalo wings. Like I might as well just go
I
to
don't think I had
buffalo.
the wings.
Yeah. But like they had this salad called the Lou special, whatever. And I was eating it. And I was like, okay, nice vinaigrette salad, little peppers in it. And all of a sudden I'm like, crunch, crunch. I was like, the fuck is the hell's in this salad? And it's like sweet, savory. And then I asked what you looking for, Bean?
Just curious.
He's on the hunt for something.
Yeah.
Where the drugs at? Let me help you find it. So I asked the
That
server.
will be edited out.
I asked the server. I was like, "Yo, what's crunchy in this?" And she's like, "Salami." I'm like, "What?" Yeah, like it was like for a lack of a better term, burnt salami. Like they just toasted it up, and then like I think I'm imagining it because I'm looking for it. I don't see it because it looks like vegetables.
But only when you bit.
Yeah, and it
Was it
was
good?
Yeah, it was fucking delicious.
Oh, nice.
I had like
Nice.
3 servings.
Everybody liked that.
My mom was like, "Why are you eating salad?"
Went to a pizza place, you're eating salad. Well, the typically like the salads. Are
Yeah,
pretty
salad's really
actually.
good.
Salad's good for you.
What else did we do? We went to Millennium Park. There is this art installation that it's like 2 video panels, and it's like of people's faces, and like there's this spout, and they do that like spitting water motion. Water's supposed to come out, but like because of COVID, they didn't have the water.
Oh, makes sense.
But we went to the Bean.
They're like silver bean.
Yeah,
And there's one bean right over here.
yeah, the little brown bean. Have you guys seen the Facebook posts about the bean?
No.
So like a couple years ago, I think like right when memes started taking off, there's this people just started making Facebook pages for events, like when that
Yeah.
stuff
yeah.
came out. So there's an event that said, "Let's Windex the bean,"
Really?
and 300 people came out and started Windexing the bean.
Cool.
And then
It's a little community project.
then there's multiple events after that saying, "Let's push the bean down Michigan Avenue."
Oh my god.
I don't know what happened after that.
No.
But like again,
You didn't help.
no, that happened. I wasn't even there. What else did we do? Went to this, urban clothing store that sells like Stussy and all that. It's called Juggernaut.
It's like in downtown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I went to that same store.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're been open. So shout out to Juggernaut. Those guys were dope. They've been in business for 15 years, and now they're considered like an OG from what he was saying. I was like, oh,
cool.
that's sick to just come up out of nowhere and just do your thing, following your heart.
Love
What else? Oh, the wedding. The wedding was sick. Open bar.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Did they
And
have Henny?
they did. And my cousin was like, no one else in the family drinks Henny but you. I was like, sick. That was a fucking lie. All his homies drank Henny. So like I had to keep going in and like getting a double. Funny thing that happened. So my cousin Marlo, he's pretty handsome, and like a lot of his friends are pretty handsome and attractive.
Nice.
And then Crystal made a comment about one of his boys, saying, "Wow, he's pretty good looking." And then she looks at me, and she's like, "I'm not like in love with him or anything.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm not like that's not what I'm saying." Like,
She wanted to clarify.
She's like, "I love you."
Al,
I'm-
why aren't you good looking?
And
Oh.
Damn! Is that where she was trying to get
I don't
at?
know.
Like, damn.
But like objectively, like he's a handsome guy.
Yeah, and like
I think it's okay to admit that.
And his lady was banging too. And then
Nice.
Crystal's like, they're both really attractive. I was like, babe, which team are you for?
They're like an
It
aesthetically
was hilarious
pleasing couple.
because like the moment got so awkward when I didn't say anything and you started just defending yourself. I was like, that's cool. Another funny thing that happened was that there's this girl. I won't say the name, but there's this girl there that I used to like wanted or tried to date, and then we had like some shit that happened.
Yeah.
She was there.
Oh,
And
interesting.
then Christine texted me asking if she was there. My mom was like, "Are you okay?" Because she's here. I was like, "Y'all making this weird."
Things just got awkward.
I was like,
didn't think of it as anything weird till you guys brought it up.
"Yeah, I'm already engaged. I think that ship is
Fully
sailed."
engaged.
I think I'm over it.
Yeah, I'm not really tripping. Y'all making me feel some type of way. But yeah, the wedding was super dope. They had these. They didn't have wedding cake. I just realized that. But they had a wall of donuts.
I think that's better than cake.
Shit.
I mean, I'm not a sweets guy, and I don't even really like cake, but donuts for sure.
But
What
wedding
kinda-
cake
what
hits
kinda donut were
different though.
does it?
Yeah, it's
I don't
not. It's
know.
not just like regular like fucking funfetti cake. Like it's.
I get what you mean. They do it up. They do it up.
Just
Maybe
not
they
satisfied.
didn't want to waste any cake.
Was it like the cake donut, or
No,
was
it was
like
like straight regular donuts.
Really?
Like from like a neighborhood like spot, and like it was so funny. So like you can tell who's part of which family, because like Becky's family's like white, and then Crystal made this comment. She's like, you can tell who are not the who's part of whose family. And my cousin's like, how? Crystal goes, because we're brown. I was like, okay, that's kind of obvious.
Just calling it out.
And then the Becky's dad was giving a speech talking about like what ube is, and like he was like trying to like really like hit it home explaining it, and then he just kept stumbling on his words. He's like, okay, it's a purple yam, and
Yeah.
they make sweet stuff out of it.
Just flat out. This is what it is.
But yeah, those ube donuts fucking smacked.
You know, I will say saying a speech at a wedding is hard.
Yeah?
I had to do one at Tyler and Renell's wedding, and I really wanted to because I was the best man, and like I really wanted to do something special and like say something nice. But like, man, and I'm pretty comfortable like talking in front of people or dancing or performing in front of people. But when it came to like putting out how I felt about them in front of their families, I was like so like shaky, and like I could hear my voice like quivering, and like I started tearing up a little bit because I really care about them a lot, and I think they're a great couple, but it's hard.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel for him on that. Like I think he tried to find like a topic where he could maybe go away from the emotional side, and the emotions take over. So he's like, "Fuck it, it's a purple yam." Like
It was cool because like we're the two families are from two different cultures. So like on the little what's it called, little pamphlet that they give out.
The brochures.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. they had like definitions of like slang words we say, and then so they said hella means a lot of, or
That's nice.
finna is would you like to,
Or going to.
or going to.
Yeah.
And then they had stuff like you betcha
You betcha.
is like a
Don't ya know?
is a Wisconsin favorite. Yeah, but overall I had a great time.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. You can-
Weddings are always fun.
Weddings are fun.
it just felt
Open
super
bar.
weird just because I couldn't get super smashed because like my mom's was there.
It sounds like a personal problem.
It
That
is.
does sound like a personal problem.
100%.
So I got super smashed.
So I don't remember how I got home. No, just because like every time I walked by her with a drink, I just felt 100% judged. I'm just
You
like,
gotta live with that judgment, man. You gotta do it.
I think I do all the time already.
Just look at her in her eyes and
As you-
chug it.
Yeah.
I'm buying doubles.
She was like, what is that? I was like, do you have to ask?
My mission whenever
It's
I'm
just
drinking
some-
around my mom is to get her just as drunk.
It's just some Pepsi.
And it never works.
it's just Coke.
Her as drunk as I am.
I try to, and I'm just like, come on, mom, let's take a shot. She's like, no, I don't want to. And then I would just keep trying. She's like, okay, maybe a little bit. Okay, cool.
Once you start, you can't stop.
That's right.
She starts shotgunning beer.
I do want to remind you guys when we had that 4th of July party at Borgia, me and my mom ran that fucking beer pong table. Just so you guys know.
Not gonna lie, you guys did.
This exact table.
This exact
Yeah.
table. I don't know if it was this table or if it was a fold-out table, but
It was a
No.
fold out.
Oh, was it?
it was a
It was in the
fold-out
back- it was in
because
the
we put it in the backyard.
Oh.
But me and my mom ran that shit that night. I remember that.
Until I
Love you,
stepped
Mom.
up.
But this is actually an
Okay,
artifact
whatever. Yeah.
from the Borgia house. So
Yeah, this table.
It's an artifact.
Also from Uncle Jason. So shout out Uncle Jason.
Shout out Uncle Jason.
sorry, Uncle Jason, how it looks now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it definitely did not look like this.
It looked way
It was-
better when he gave it to us,
It
that's
was
for sure.
This dark brown that's here, this is what it's supposed to be.
And
Not that
shiny.
light brown that's all around.
I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be black.
Yikes.
It's so funny because he even gave us the polish for it.
He did.
And then what did we do? Just put it on the shelf.
And it stayed in the
It
kitchen
is
for
there.
a long time.
I think we left it at Borgia. The polish.
Sorry,
Not
Uncle
the
Jason.
table. It's here.
maybe maybe the new people that live in there are using it.
I don't think they need it.
True.
I don't think they need it.
Because they probably take care of the table.
Yeah, for real. And that house was like renovated to the max.
Yeah, it was. It looks totally different. They don't even have a gopher problem anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
What an experience.
Shout out to the Gophers.
Shout out to the Gophers. They're still holding it down, I'm sure.
Underground.
Underground. Holding it underground.
Shit.
Yeah, but it was a nice little refresher. It's good to be back. I was surprised I got that whole time off because typically, like requesting days off is kind of tough in the line of work that I do.
Yeah.
Do you guys, in your guys' line of work, do you guys find it hard to get time off?
At this point now, not really. As long as I can plan it at least a month ahead.
Mhm.
My store manager is pretty what's the word I'm looking for? It's
Lenient?
pretty lenient on
Lenient?
giving me the days
Or
off.
understanding?
As long as I at least shoot it out a month or more in advance. You can't be that mad at me. You know what I mean? But yeah, other than that, no, I don't really have problems for it.
And how about you, Justin?
I've never really had a problem as long as I can give a good. As long as it's not like, oh, I need a week off in like 3 days. Like, just gotta give them some time.
It's all about the
I
time.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but as long as it gives them time to plan around me missing,
Yeah.
everything is fine. Like,
Yeah.
I've never had a problem where they're like, sorry, I can't do that. Then I'm like, I'm calling out. Like, what do you want me to do?
This is just a
I
warning.
don't know what you want me
well.
to do. Like, I'm trying to be nice, and if you can't, then I'm going to be missing this day to this day. Like, I'm
Got things to
sorry.
do.
So, I don't know. Kind of depends on the situation, also.
I mean, as a manager too, like when my team requests for time off, like same thing. As long as it's in advance, like I'll usually
Do that first come,
go
first
ahead
serve
and
basis.
improve it. Fortunately for me, most of my team requests different time off, so it's okay. And I have a team of 17, so even if I had 3 people go, I think I'd be all right for the most part. But there's times now where they're like, hey, I need next week off. Yeah, no. That schedule's
So
been
I
out.
need- I
Yep.
need,
Are you- can
uh,
you-
I need
can you,
tomorrow off.
It's been
Plan
out for a
ahead a
month.
little bit, just a little bit more. But like I said, for the most part, I'll usually approve them just because for that exact fact that you just said, they'll just call out. And, you know, I think I'm thinking about it, you know, when I'm looking at it and it's like, oh, I need this day off 3 weeks from now. I'm like, okay, well, I don't need your ass. Approved.
Yeah.
Just because I know they would call out regardless. And I have the coverage for it. If I didn't have the coverage for it, then maybe it'd be a different story. Like if I was super short staffed. But, you know, right now I try to accommodate the most that I can for my team so that they will drive results and not question me, you know. Hey, can I get this day off? Yeah, sure. Get me some cards. Hey, can I stay a little bit longer today? Yeah, sure. Get me some cards. Just do what I need to do. I'll take care of you. It doesn't matter to me. Like, as long as it doesn't truly affect my business, then I have no reason to really say no.
Yeah, I think that's like a good principle to have. Like, like really take care of the people that are really driving the business
so.
instead of like
Yeah.
rewarding the ones that aren't proving their worth. Even though, like, granted, right? Like, say if someone's like in a bind and like, oh, I need next week off, and they're like your top performer, you're like, okay, cool, let's see what I can do. Versus someone's like, oh, I don't want to do shit, but I need next week off. Most likely not going to get
Yeah,
that.
you know, and granted, I'm taking all at face value for the most part. You know, I've had times where a lot of my team is in school.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, you know, like, can I get an extra day off this week? Like, it's finals week, and I'm, like, really slammed right now. I'm like, hey, look, I support education. I didn't go to school, but I support it. So, you know,
Yeah,
more power
totally.
to you. Knowledge is power. But, you know, like, when it comes to things like that, like, hey, yeah, take care of that. Just know that when you come back, I need you at 110%. Like, I don't want to hear no excuses. I gave you the time off to take care of whatever you need to take care of. So come back full force.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there was this one spot that I worked before I got into being a PTA, and the place did, you either worked weekdays or weekends. So it
That's
was,
drastically different.
yeah. So it was like you worked during the week 5 days, or you worked 2 days during the weekend. Like that was it. And there was a set, like I think it was three or four people or whatever for the weekend, and I was one of them. So it was like whenever I had to ask for some time off, it was like, especially at that spot, it was just like I don't know how to cover this because those people already got the week day people got their 40 hours already. Those are really the only people who can come in to cover. So how am I supposed to actually get a day off on the weekend?
Gotcha.
So I opened, so the person before me would then have to come in earlier to open when I would have to get there like hella early, and then they'd come in at like 9. So they're coming in a whole like 2-3 hours earlier. So like getting a time off for that one was really hard, especially like a full weekend. It's like a one day would be okay, but like a full weekend was like sometimes impossible. He's like, I can't do it. And I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. I need some time off. So
It's
that
either
was-
it gets approved or
yeah.
I'm okay with taking the hit and being called out.
Yeah. Or I tell him, I'm like, well, you got to figure it out. Like, I'm sorry. Or you got to come in. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah. I'm sick.
yeah. You're getting a call. You're getting a text in the morning. I'm sorry.
That wasn't a real cough. Sorry. I remember one time when I was working at the last location over in Pleasanton. We all like get really close, like with our coworkers and stuff. Of
course.
So one time, like me and we called ourselves the council because like the council came about because like I was throwing my first party and I needed like a bunch of people to like help me coordinate it. So I called them the council. So shout out to you guys. If you guys listen to this.
Shout out to the council.
Shout out to the
Let's go
council.
out. It's been a while. Okay, stomp the yard over there. So we all were trying to plan to go to Gino's birthday.
Oh, shout out Gino.
Gino and Tommy. Their birthdays are in October.
And shout out Tom.
And shout out Tommy.
So we were trying to plan to go to Disneyland for their birthday. And before we all worked different departments, so it was pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
And then one year we all ended up in the same department. There's like maybe 12 of us. That's like 50% of the department. So then our manager was like, why are all you guys requesting this off? who's going to work? We're like, we don't know.
You can't all be out.
We're like, we don't know you.
Not
We're going to be out for like,
not my problem.
we're going to be out for like a week.
The leaders can work.
Yeah, it ended up working out. They ended up calling people from other stores. He's like, all right, guys.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
So they were able to work it out so you guys all were able to
Yeah,
go?
so
That's
all of us
amazing.
Yo,
went.
shout out to that.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. That's
But
great.
there was so much like coercing and like debating, like, hey, we requested this 6 months ago, and you guys are looking at it now. But then we were able to make it happen.
That's great. Yeah, I think for me in my line of work, it's not too bad. I mean, my bosses kind of give us like a 2-week like notice rule when you want to request something off.
Because it's like scheduling.
Yeah, we're appointment based, so
Yeah.
like as long as I give them enough time to know like, hey, I need this date off, then I just need to be able to move whatever appointments I have on me, make sure they set that up with like different lesson plans with the
Tell her to
teachers
get
that
a
they're going to
Bravo
work
bottle.
with, and then unless there's like a big event or something happening, it's not too big of a deal. Like typically, I don't have too hard of a time requesting time off, but. One of the big things at our work is that like really not a lot of me or like the people I work with, not a lot of us request time off. So my bosses was like, "You guys need to use your time off."
Yeah,
Use
you
your
should.
fucking PTO.
Motherfucker.
They're like, "You got to use your time off. Like it's you can't just hold on to
Could
it
have been
forever."
used on a camping trip.
Well, we'll see.
Oh.
Hold on. I feel like that was an unnecessary
Damn.
call out. I actually have something very important happening at work those 2 days that I can't get both of those days off.
Okay, what he's referring to is at the end of the month.
This is a
Yeah.
personal attack. I will not take this.
At the end of the month, we're going camping, and we're planning to do a camping pod. And some of the members can't make it.
Stay
so,
tuned.
Listen, I really
yeah,
wish
stay
I could
tuned.
go, okay?
I
Like,
think we found a workaround.
Yeah. So
You're giving it at least 2 weeks in advance.
okay,
It's too late now. He has his important 2 days that he has to take care of.
I just said.
What if you go up on Friday?
Unless there's something important happening, it's hard to get it off. And
We're
there's
doing
something
the
important
fucking
happening
podcast.
that happens to be on those 2 days.
So the podcast isn't important?
It's
So is that what you're saying?
attack. I'm being bullied.
Nah.
But real talk.
We understand.
Bullying's bad.
I know.
Bullying's bad. I don't give a shit.
Have you guys ever, since we have these shots in front of us, have you guys ever like called out because you're like too fucked up? Either like this job or maybe like a previous job. I feel like none of us have to answer that because that's a fucking yes.
Yes.
Well, I think Jared should start with this one.
I think most definitely. You know what? Things happen. Okay.
Shots happen.
You never plan those nights. The best nights are never planned. Okay, and it's usually like
A Monday.
I work the next day. I open most times at this third-party company that I work at, and you know what? There have been times where look, the party got a little too crazy.
Happens.
I woke up. I can't drive. You want me to get in the car and drive over there? At that, you want me to get over to a store and try to take care of customers all day? Not happening. Now, mind you, that's now. That's within these past maybe 2 years that's taken effect. 5 years ago, your boy would be able to hit the club up, get home, take a quick shower, and get right into work and kill the game. But
It's not easy.
Father Time is a dangerous
It's all right.
person.
We've talked about time.
And unfortunately, recovery time for me now is almost 48 hours. Almost. I am literally in my deathbed all goddamn day. I'm not having a great time.
No,
Like,
he's not. I've seen
not
this.
at all. I am
I know this
suffering,
look.
sweating in my bed, drinking all the water that I can. It
I
is
do
terrible.
legitimately feel bad for Jared on those days because he just looks so
It is
miserable.
Terrible.
Hey, so you on my birthday, you know how I was vlogging, and I got you. I was like, "Hey, do you have work tomorrow morning?" You were like, "I do. I will be there promptly at 9 o'clock." I wake up to a text. I called out.
I don't know. I
You
think
know, in the workforce, you can have a good 1 time, 2 times spread out throughout the year. Now, when you're doing it on like a weekend basis or there's a pattern
Yeah, that's
evolving,
us.
then there's a problem. You know what I mean? But there's going to be times where you're out in a social group gathering, you're making memories with great company, good people, things that you'll never get back again. And so I take full advantage of that. And that's what happens. But lessons have been learned, and now I am more on the chill side.
Things escalate really quick with us
Yeah,
sometimes.
I think
fast.
and think in this conversation, I'm pretty fortunate. I'm the I'm the youngest in the podcast over here, so I still got some time.
Give them a few years.
So that's one thing I got going for me there. I can still kind of keep myself going. 2, I work at 1 p.m. So, like, even if I am, like, super fucked up the night before, yeah, I got some time to shake it off, take a little shower, I'm good. Get some coffee. It's nice. I'm not going to lie.
Maybe shotgun a beer.
I'm very fortunate in that sense. I will say there are times at some work events where, like, I'll be at a dance competition, and dance competitions, they'll go from, like, I got to be up at, like, 8 a.m., earlier than that to get ready and get all my all my gear on that I'm gonna be wearing for the day and stuff. And we'll dance from like 8 a.m. all the way to like 10 or 11 p.m. Like we're in the ballroom for that long.
That's a lot of dancing.
And it's a lot of dancing. Obviously, there's some breaks in between, but even just being up for that long and having to be like engaged is a big deal. But once we're done, man,
fucking drinking.
We be fucking partying. But we do have a rule. And I do hold myself to this, that I will never show up to that next day not ready to go at 100%. And we do tell that to a lot of people, like, you can go out and have fun, do whatever you want to do, but if you're not there 100% in the morning, we will talk to you about it, because that's a problem. Like, if you can't hold it, if you can't party hard and work hard, don't party hard. Just work hard.
Yeah, a lot of my managers now know that I don't like to call out because I've been drinking, just because like I just feel bad, so they know that they don't have to worry about me calling out because I'm drunk, because then I'll just show up fucked up. Because
Worse.
How can I help you today?
So one time when I threw my first like house party for like when I worked at my old store, 80% of the employees came. I didn't think everybody showed up. Everybody showed up. So
I think I showed up for that one.
So we
weren't really good friends then.
Yeah, we weren't.
But was that the luau one?
No, it was I think it was before we got really close.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like there's like maybe 70 people at the house. We had a keg. The next day I looked at the counter, there was 30 bottles. And then I had to make a speech at the party saying, "All right, guys, the managers know that we're all here. I don't know who told them, but I got a text from them saying everybody should make it to work." So I was like, all right.
Nice.
So I worked at 9 the next day. So we all hoofed it to work. And my manager understood what happened, because like everybody that was at that party was at that shift. So then we do these like powwows in the morning. And then she purposely lowered her voice. She's like, "All right, guys, good morning. We're just going to have a quiet powwow.
Nice.
That's really nice."
And then she said, "Just be prepared. Be prepared. Once 10 o'clock comes, the lights and the music turns on." So then I'm working like where the accessories are, and me and my boy Shastri, and him and I were.
That's a dope name, by the way.
Yeah, Ryan Shastri. Yeah, that DJ Canuza.
DJ
Oh,
Canuza.
is that DJ Canuza?
Yeah, shout out to DJ Canuza.
Shout out to DJ Canuza.
Twitch link.
I don't think he streamed, but DJ Link, yeah.
DJ link.
Him and Mystery. And
Mystery.
So we're on the accessories, and then we both just look at each other, like with our eyes glazed over. "You good?" "Yeah." "Okay."
Life evaporated from your eyes.
For real, like we were dying. And then customers would be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'll be like, "Hi, how are you?" Just dying. So then now my managers know that like if I call out, it's because like I'm either sick or like there's an emergency. But if I'm calling out, I rarely will call out because I'm fucked up. I'll just deal with it. But there are those times where I do call out.
I have a quick story. It was a couple years back. I was working at Stonebridge. And I worked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That was my work schedule. Friday, I think I closed. Saturday, I think I closed. And then Sunday, I also close, but Sunday's different because hours are a little bit different.
Early close.
So like 11 o'clock, I have to be there on Sunday. So Friday night, me and two of my friends, we close down, and we go out to go drinking around the area, Pleasanton area, and we're having a good time. We're out, we're drinking, it's fun. We ended up going to some restaurant to eat at the end of the night, and we're eating. We're pretty wasted, you know. I'm not as drunk just yet, but I'm getting there. And so as we're getting our food and ordering a few more drinks, we get a phone call from a friend that's in Vegas.
Oh, God.
And he's like, yo, what are you guys doing? And we tell him, like, oh, we just got out this bar or whatever we're eating right now, you know, this, and that, the third, whatever it was. And he's like, yo, you guys should come out to Vegas, party with us. We have a room. We can all chill. And so the other two immediately look at me, and I'm like, we are not going to Vegas tonight. Not at all. I have work tomorrow. I am the closing manager tomorrow. I cannot go to work. I mean, I cannot miss this. And they're like, come on, Jared. I mean, how often do you really call out? You know you'd be fine. You do everything there. You should be good. And I'm like, no, like, this is not going to happen. Like,
Nah,
not
they
at
put
all.
the
So
PP on you.
it maybe took like an hour.
Peer pressure.
Another hour. And by this time, it's almost 1 in the morning.
on you.
They put the PP on you.
It's almost 1 in the morning at this point now. And I'm like, no, like, I don't want to drive. I don't have to pay for stuff. Like, I'm not going. It's like, all right, well, and this is what my two friends said to me. Mind you, one of them had a DUI, so he wasn't driving. They were like, you don't have to drive, and you don't have to pay. Both lies. So by 1:30, they maybe convinced me to go. And I'm like, all right,
They needed to hook you in.
let's go. Let's fuck it. So we drive.
So
we left at
So
almost
did you
2
have
in the
to drive?
morning. We left at almost 2 in the morning. My first friend was driving about half the way, and I can notice that he's getting tired.
Which
and
is
I'm not
like
the type to
30
be
minutes.
like, oh, I'm not going to not drive because you're fucking tired. I'm not trying to die out here. So I drive, whatever. We get to Vegas at maybe 10, 11 in the morning Saturday. The hotel doesn't let us check in until about 3 p.m. So we get there. We kind of just go about. We went to the store to get clothes for like whatever day parties and night parties we're going to go to.
Damn, ballin'.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. And I didn't have to pay for anything. So we're buying shit, and I am paying for my own stuff. We're buying stuff, whatever. We're getting ready. We finally get our hotel room, and we settle in a little bit. And around maybe right before we check in, we're eating pizza at this one spot, somewhere off the strip. And my other manager calls. I'm sorry. I texted him first. I was like, hey, I'm not really feeling good today. I won't be able to make it in. I'm so sorry. This, that. And she responded with, oh, okay. Well, you're closing tonight, so just come in a little bit later if you can. I am literally ordering pizza in Vegas at this exact moment.
Oh
And
my
I'm
Okay, if I
like,
can, I'll try.
I was like, yeah, if something changes, I'll definitely let you know. I knew damn well nothing was changing. There wasn't anything changing for me being in Vegas or in California. Like, that wasn't going to change. It was a wrap.
Oh, my God.
So we went the whole day in Vegas Saturday, partied it up, hit a day club, walked through the casinos, hit up a nightclub before we left. And then at 1, 2 in the morning, we left from Vegas. So I guess it's Sunday morning now. I had to get to work by at least 11 o'clock on Sunday. So we're driving. I'm driving. I'm goddamn driving now.
So much anger.
I'm driving. I have to drop them off first before I can go home and then get to work on Sunday. So I get to, I forgot where they lived exactly. It was in the Pleasanton area. I dropped them both off. I get home. I take my shower. I got my ass to work. That was on time Sunday.
Well, there you go. Round of applause for that, because that's a feat. That is
Vegas
a feat.
for the weekend is not worth it, especially if you're driving. Please don't do it. It's
never worth
terrible.
it.
It is terrible. And yeah, that was my little. There was a lot more going on in Vegas, but you know what they say about Vegas? Everything that happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So you heard.
Until it's on social media.
It wasn't worth it.
Oh God, no.
It's never worth it.
It's never worth it.
Never worth it.
Just when
you
we
say? Are
started
you sure?
driving and we were getting close to Vegas, I was like, oh, this was a mistake.
Your answer was already no, though.
You're much too far in to regret it already. You're like, I'm here.
But I mean, it was a good time. Was it like 100% worth it? Like the whole mess? No. of course not. But I had a great time.
And you got precious
And,
memories from that.
You know,
I
it's
have a great story to tell on a podcast now.
I think it was shout out to Alex and Keenan.
Yeah.
Not me.
That's different, Alex.
Well, shot to that.
Yeah. Cheers to drinking.
Shots in Vegas.
So, I know we always want to take these days off, right? Like to get like a mental reset.
You need that.
Because like we're working, like 40 hours a week.
Sometimes more.
Yeah, sometimes more, depending on the line of work you do. When you pretty much don't really get a whole lot of time to, one, see your family, pursue your passions, do the stuff that you just love to do. And I think now it's becoming more of a more popular topic to talk about, and it's the topic of burnout.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wanted to kind of pick your guys' brains on it. Is like, do you believe in the concept of burnout, and like, how do you combat that?
Most definitely believe in the topic of burnout.
Yeah, I think I might have touched on this in one of the other episodes before, where at our work we talk about the concept of like filling your own cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're working, you have a cup that, a cup of water, that's like the imagery we'll use. That's you and your like life balance basically, right? And when you're at work, you have to take from your cup and pour into other people's cup to fulfill whatever service it is that you're doing. But when you're working and working and working so much and you're filling up everyone else's cup, whether it's your coworkers, the people you're working with and or for,
Who's filling my cup?
yeah, who's gonna fill your cup? And very, very, very every now and then that you'll have, one of your coworkers might fill up your cup with, something, maybe they'll buy you lunch or, have a nice conversation with you, or for me, like my students will sometimes, have really nice things to say, or, they'll be really, we'll have great conversations, or they'll give me a gift or something, just being grateful for, the service that I give them.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately it's up to ourselves to fill our own cup, meaning like being able to fill yourself with, the things that you like to do. That's not work. For some people it's working out. For, other people like myself, like it's like just playing video games or just chilling out and like maybe doing nothing, listening to music, read a book, go for a run. You got to find these things that really make you feel fulfilled. It's that way it's easier for you to go out and do what you need to do. But if you find yourself, you're in that mode where you're working, and you're constantly giving out the water that's in your cup, you're going to find that you're empty one day, and everyone needs that water to live, man.
I like the concept of just not doing nothing, because that's super underrated.
100%.
Because like sometimes like when I'm off, that's exactly what I am.
I don't want to do shit.
I don't want to do shit. I'm just gonna lay in this bed. I'm gonna absorb this sun through osmosis or
That's
photosynthesis.
Yeah, it's photosynthesis. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Water's awesome.
Osmosis is water. Yeah.
damn.
Close.
Close enough. Okay.
I don't
We-
even know
we get
science.
it.
I don't
We
even
get
know
it.
science like that. But
Yeah, I don't even know geometry like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Algebra's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my little take on burnout. You got to find time to fill yourself up with the things that make you happy. That's not making other people happy. And you know what? For some people, making other people happy does make them happy. But to those people, I salute you, because that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. I have nothing to add to that. That was really good.
On this burnout?
Yeah. So definitely with school.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like, it's kind of like a routine that you have to kind of get yourself into. It's like work. You have your work schedule, right? Kind of get into that routine. You know when you work, you know you want to do this. So I kind of thought of school as just like a job. You wake up.
It kind of is.
Yeah, you wake up, you have a quiz in the morning. So you wake up, you kind of browse through what you need to. You start class at 9, bam, quiz. You do good or you do shitty. Pretty much how it went.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of went how the rest of the class.
Good,
Sometimes maybe
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Exactly. So, it was hard to find time to figure out what I like to do,
Mm-hmm.
because anytime I would do that, my mind would be like, man, you're just wasting time. Like you literally could have learned a whole chapter in this 2 hours that you were gone from your desk, which is false, or it can be true. but it's kind of like how you perceive your brain to like how you think. But that's kind of how I thought, because when it comes to school, I am very hard on myself because you have to be in order to learn. If you have no sense of urgency for tests or anything, you can't learn. Like when you're just sitting here, you know what you need to learn. You know you have a test in, say, a month. You kind of just lollygag, you kind of do that. But once it starts getting closer, you have this sense of urgency where you start like, all right, like I'm actually understanding. Oh my God, I actually get it. Why didn't you get that 3 weeks ago? Because you didn't have that sense of urgency, and
because
you
that
knew
new game just came out.
Yeah.
Play it.
Fortnite Season 3 just came out.
Yeah,
God
it's
damn.
about vibes.
Yeah. So like,
Shout out to Fortnite.
the Knights of Fort.
Fortnite actually means.
A night before.
The land.
Oh, I
before
thought it was like 3
time?
days from now.
Okay, well, I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
Define. Can I get a definition of Fortnite?
Yeah, I got you.
Is it Fortnite or Fourth Night?
It's a fortnight, and it's actually a period of 2 weeks.
I was even close.
Interesting.
Is that from like
Game of Thrones.
when they would do
Like
similar to
Ben
that,
Franklin
like,
times.
Castle
Like the-
castle sieges,
The red coats are coming.
fort sieges.
So fortnight comes from the Middle English fortnight, which is contracted from the Old English undiscernible. I'm not going to try and pronounce that.
Is it Fortnite?
But it's got a very interesting...
nut.
Phonetically, it's Fuartinit, which
Like 14
is old,
nights?
Yeah, which is Old English and means 14 nights.
Oh, you mean
all
14
I heard
nights?
was tit.
Anglo-Saxon term.
All I heard was tit.
14 night.
But I have been finding it hard to kind of like, you have things that you like to do back in the day. Like for us, it was like Red Dead or a game that you really liked.
Something you're into, yeah.
Yeah, like Red Dead.
He really loves Red Dead.
Is this
Hey.
Red Dead?
Is this Red
Hey
Dead?
Al, is this Red Dead?
That's Red Dead.
No, this is
Red
the
Dead?
Average
Am I
Employee
watching, am I
podcast.
watching Red Dead?
Hey, is this Red Dead? But like, like that stuff that you really liked, like a few years ago. I think Red Dead came out in like what, 2018. So I tried to download like all this stuff again. Since I kind of finished school, I kind of wanted to get back into something that I really liked.
Right.
Kind of downloaded it, and I'm just like, man.
It's hard to find the time to actually really put the time towards that, right?
It's just like I started playing and I was just like, why don't I enjoy this like I used to? How come it's not as fun as it?
It's because your mind
was.
state changes.
I also get that vibe, which is gaming in general right now. That's a different topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like even getting into like I'm playing the
Elden Ring?
I tried playing that, but fuck that game.
You having a hard time?
It's so hard.
Hit me up, man. Summon me. I got you. I'll
So
help you
hard.
out.
You can't summon them everywhere.
But
Only in
it
boss
was,
fights.
I'll help.
But it was the Guardians of the Galaxy game. I was like, fuck it. I need to just play one. There's only what, like 20 hours, 16 hours or something.
down,
I'm like,
hunker
I'm gonna
down.
just, I'm gonna
Not
just
a
do
long
it.
game.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just do it. I highly enjoyed it, but I got like 50% in and I'm like, I can't finish it.
You lost that
I
momentum.
lost it.
You
You know,
lost
what
momentum.
you know what I think it is,
So-
though? I think a lot of these games are very like objective based, right? It's not like something we can just play monotonous. Monotonous. You can't play it just to play it. Like there's an objective that you have to complete, and that's where it feels like a chore at that point, right? Like I gotta do these objectives. I gotta do.
Yep.
Gotta grab
Yep.
this item, then
Too
bring
many
it back
side
to this
quests.
part. What the fuck am I doing in this game? My Uber Eats right now. Like I'm delivering this item to this person, and that's where like I like games where I can just go in and just do whatever the shit it is, and like I don't have to worry about like doing all these objectives, which unfortunately, it's where a lot of games are. It's not a lot of the explore factor.
I think they're,
Yeah.
when
I
you're
don't think I'm the same way.
when you're doing things like that too, like with some of those games, it's like, yeah, I think I feel like I could understand it from a game design point. I have no experience designing games, but you have to give something where people are going to keep wanting to find accomplishment. And because some people really crave that a lot. They'll stop doing anything if they no longer have accomplishment. But they do have games that are like, you know what, have you tried No Man's Land?
That one was like, it's too much exploring. it's like
See, but no one's happy with that, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you can either have only exploring or objectives. It's really hard to find that balance because
you know what game does that really well though? Horizon.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, that
Jared
game does
hates
it.
that
I don't know
game.
about that.
What
Jared
do you
hates
mean?
that
I don't know
game.
about
Jared's
that.
not-
I
talked to
Jared's
him
not
about
into
You want me
it.
to play
He doesn't
Horizon?
like
I
it.
might as well play Assassin's
Jared
Creed.
plays like
or-
every action RPG, and that's probably the only one where he's like, yeah, I'm not into it.
I
Yeah.
put that down so quick.
Well, how can you not like that game? It's the fucking future. You're fucking fighting animals that
Is
are
it,
robots.
though? Is that the future?
Yeah.
Is that where we're going? Is that where we're going?
Yeah, we're going
the
back
future.
to bows and arrows and force fields. No?
You know, great concept game. I don't know. I just feel like I've seen it already in a different game.
What other game does? Okay, what other game is fighting robot animals
Well,
with bows and arrows?
Take out the robot animals. Take out the type or whatever, and just put all the concepts back in. Right, your open world.
It's just
with
fucking Red
side
Dead.
missions.
Fucking Red Dead.
Exactly.
Red Dead,
can
Skyrim,
play Red Dead,
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Skyrim, Assassin's Creed, fucking even God of War. The last one was almost open world.
God of
like
War. Can't wait till Ragnarok.
that game is repeated. That type of concept is just repeated over and over again.
Yeah.
Where by the time I got to Horizon, I was done with it. That's
People
that's for
want
me, 'cause
a-
that's a great game. It's just not for me.
You want a linear but open game. You want to know that the game is going somewhere, but you can go at it at your own pace. But when you get bored of doing your own pace, you know there's something to get to.
Yeah.
Then I get burnt out.
I think
It's like
That's
Kingdom
right.
Hearts.
I think God
Kingdom
of
Hearts, one of my favorite game.
I think God of War did a really good job of that. It gave you the opportunity to
Explore a little bit.
explore a tiny bit, but it still kept you on that path. Unless like Red Dead, where you're like, fuck, you have to
Dutch.
Dutch,
you
what's
have
the
to
plan,
ride your
Dutch?
horse from one area all the way across the other area. And then
Morgan.
as you're going, some guy will be like, hey, you. You're like, fuck, I need to talk to him.
shit.
I don't want to talk to him. Fuck, I need to talk. All right, I talked to him. God damn it. What am I doing now?
These people
This is
always
not
want
what I
shit.
want. This is not what I was trying to do. And it's just like, it's too open and it like,
After a while, I ended up like, there are missions in Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption is like a cowboy kind of
Grand Theft
storyline
Auto,
kind of
but like
deal.
Cowboy
Cowboy.
Grand Theft
Made by
Auto.
Rockstar.
I,
Yeah.
but
Instead
at the
of
end of the
cars,
day,
it's horses.
you'll catch me like fishing, or I'm at the saloon.
I didn't get to that part.
I'm at the
but-
saloon just playing poker because that's all I wanted to do.
Playing poker, getting into bar fights.
It's a great game.
Oh,
Honestly,
Lennon.
getting drunk.
It
Getting drunk was pretty fun.
does
though.
have that element to it.
But burnt outs.
Yeah.
Burnt
Is that
outs.
what we were talking
That's
about?
what we started with. Well, we
Oh.
got into gaming, a little gaming tangent.
But it has to do with it
Yeah,
because
exactly.
100%.
You get
when
burnt
I'm
out- you get
burned
burnt with
out,
these
I want to
games. Oh, yeah.
get. Especially, I've had a PlayStation since. I've had a PlayStation for over a year now.
No, let's
PlayStation 5?
specify. You've had a PlayStation
5.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
yeah, you're
over
rich,
a year
rich.
now.
Yeah.
I still don't have one.
You guys had it
But,
before
and we
me.
got games.
We got games.
We got
Yeah.
games to play in that library.
That's right.
And
Recently, you can do like what? How did you do it? Is it,
So at
um,
first it
play
was
share?
gonna be with his.
I thought you were gonna say recently we downloaded Naruto Storm, and this man was getting the business.
Let's be real. Not really. I lost.
It was pretty even.
Okay, I lost.
It was
It's fine,
pretty even.
it's
It was
fine.
pretty even. It was pretty even.
I can't relate because I don't have a PlayStation 5.
Oh, but it's a PS4 game.
It's okay.
Okay, fair enough.
He didn't beat me by that much. Okay, I'm getting older. My reaction time isn't as quick as it used to be. Okay.
How do we show them the picture of the basketball game?
I did.
You did right.
I did.
It's- oh.
It's in the.
Somebody.
No,
did-
like,
somebody didn't
everybody.
watch the episode.
Yeah, it's on. Someone didn't watch the YouTube version.
I didn't.
Yeah.
It's on the YouTube version.
It's on the YouTube
It's
version.
on there.
so-
And
wa-
and it looks good.
I-
It looks great.
I listened to the actual podcast.
Oh, got it.
Not the
There we
YouTube
go,
one.
There we go.
Well, the YouTube one, there's 2 photos shown.
Sorry, I cut
Hey,
you off
that's
because
a
I totally thought that
solid
was gonna
photo.
go into
Anyways,
a
my bad. Keep going.
That's fine.
What?
That was
So
it.
Burnout.
No, so what I was trying to talk about, like when it comes to burnout, is like just making sure like your mental health game is good, right?
Yeah.
And it's like really just trying to find stuff that one just makes you happy without having any type of like physical gratification, or I don't know, depending on what it is. But it's coming down to like really like people say this all the time, and I feel like it's never really like taken seriously. It's like discovering your passion, right? Like discovering like what. Let me rephrase that in a question: is if there is something that you can do for the rest of your life and not get paid for it, what would it be?
Oh, wow. This
Playing video games.
just took
Playing video games, okay.
My thumbs would hurt after that. Would there be something where my thumbs wouldn't hurt?
Well, I
Well, if
there's
you love it
different-
that much, don't
different
play
type
no
of games.
game.
There's like VR. You don't have to always use your thumbs all the time. You've got the
Okay.
keyboard.
Yeah.
You've got the console games.
I would say dance. Dance has definitely taken over a big part of like where my passion is.
Because when you can dance,
you can love,
and if you can love,
you can do other shit too. But yeah, I would pick dancing. I mean, I love the feeling of feeling free and being able to express myself to the music, whether it's music that I know, music I don't know, but being able to interpret that and having that freedom of, the corny phrase like dance like no one's watching. I love that.
We're
I
all
think it's
watching.
amazing. But yeah,
everyone's always watching.
with what I do, people are watching. But I really enjoy that feeling of just being able to be free that way, and also being able to transfer that feeling of dance to other people.
Yeah.
Because I do partner dancing, so it's a different thing.
Yeah, like for me, it's like just making entertaining content, right? Like from live streaming to dialing back from live streaming, just because I didn't get as much gratification to doing the vlogs, now doing this podcast, and even though like a lot of the editing and like finding the right time to post and doing that
He's excited to see you.
finding that doing that market research to know when and where to post it, like. I get gratification out of that, even though, like, again, if we make money on this, dope. If we don't, whatever. And that's like what I like to do.
Yeah.
And I think this podcast, because like I would not have rediscovered that without this. So,
Hey,
I'm saying. So shout out to you guys and girls or people that don't identify as that for listening to the pod or watching the video podcast. I appreciate you.
I've got one. It's a sad story. The worst type of burnouts that you see are the ones that you physically see in the other person.
Oh yeah.
I have an employee, or had an employee, who was an amazing worker. Worked hard, did everything in the store, went above and beyond. But after a while, it turned out that this person was doing everything in their department or in their area. So even though they had a team of 5, that person was the only person doing most of the work.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly it went from the glimmer in her eye
To the glaze over
to
their eye.
just a caged tiger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was sad because I
That is.
saw it evolving and happening to the point where I was like, yo, like, we need to get some help in here or we're going to lose a really great person
No, that's
due
unfortunate.
to that person getting burnt out because that person is taking on everything, all the calls, all the customer calls, all the department calls, all whatever is necessary for that department to run. This person was doing everything. And then it got to the point where it was like, why do I have to do everything if I'm getting the same pay as Joe Schmo over there
Right.
and they're not doing nothing? That person's gone now.
Yeah,
And
gotta have a balance.
now that area is not suffering. They're doing okay.
But it's not
they
what it used to be.
definitely could have been better, especially the way that they're going right now where things are getting a little bit better for that team. Things could have worked out. But unfortunately, too much time passed. The person was completely burnt out, started calling out, started just leaving, bad attitude, because at the end of the day, this person was doing everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in that sense, it's very sad. And I wish it doesn't. I wish it didn't happen, but nothing I can do.
Yeah, and you want to know, like, if you're getting into that point where you're starting to get burned out, and sometimes it's hard to realize that moment too for a lot of people, to actually say like, oh man, I'm actually feeling really fucking burnt out. Like, not a lot of people feel like it's okay to say that.
Yeah.
And I think you need to, because I might have said this again before, but energy transference is real. So it's like if you're feeling a certain way and you're going in to talk to someone or interact with someone, they're going to feel that energy, and that just keeps feeding off from you into that person, maybe from that person to the next person that they interact with. It's a real thing, and you have to be aware of that, because now we're not just talking about you as the individual. We're talking about the store, the business, the environment as a whole. Like, you're going to affect all of that if you don't really take care of yourself. That's the truth.
Yeah, definitely. Like, there was this one time when I was at one of my clinically rotatings.
Hey,
So dizzy.
it's clinically rotating all the time.
So the PTA I was with, he was next to me as I had my own patients, and he was just like listening, and the guy was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" The guy the patient I was working with, he was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" I was like, "You know what? I'm okay. Like, got a lot of stuff going on with school right now, but you know, like I knew the guy.
Yeah.
Like I worked with him a few times. I was like, you know what? I'm okay. Like, could be better. Got a lot of stuff coming up. End of my clinical rotation. A lot of projects. A lot of stuff going on, but I'm not bad." And
Just a little dizzy.
Yeah. So the guy, so my PT was like,
forever
"Oh
gonna be like
yeah,"
that.
or no, there was this other guy that I talked to. I think it was like second something like day I was working with him. And he asked me, he was like, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, how you doing?" He was like, "Oh yeah, good. How are you doing?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm great." Like, all this stuff. And then he was talking to me. He was like, "Yeah, you know how you like talked to like the difference between how you said how you were great and enthusiastic with that patient, even if you aren't, versus how that got that person into a different mood than it did with the other person. You have to remember, like, you're here to do work and you want them to be excited about doing what's going on here."
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be doing a lot of manual therapy. You're going to be doing some exercises. You're going to be here for like an hour, hour and a half. So like that got me thinking, like, even if you don't feel that way, like fake it till you make it. Like, you got to fake
That's
it.
right.
Like that's how it is. So every time I see a patient, it's like, I'm great. Like, I'm ready to work. How about you?
I love
Like,
that so much.
So
You gotta carry the mood.
Yeah, man.
yeah. So it's like
Set the
sometimes,
tone.
especially at my last one, like I'd have to tell the CI that I was with, I'm like, "All right, give me a second."
The criminal investigator.
Yeah, criminal investigator that I was with,
do you
helping
do?
me solve all these murders.
Wow.
Before I went into the room, I was just like, "All right, give me a second, let me breathe. All right, let's go." Like,
Where's the
and
dead
I'd come
body?
Right back. I'd go in and be like, "Let's go." Like, so just
I
something
think
made me think about
I
it.
really like that concept a lot. I do talk a lot about like the training. We talk about it at my workplace, and it's like we have one thing we talk about as well when we're at the studio is that we want you to always be a thermostat, not a thermometer. Meaning, like, you want to be able to set the tone of what the energy is going to be like. Don't let your client or your customer set the tone, right? If you're just going along with how someone is, like if you have a shitty customer, sorry, that's a bad way of saying it. If you have a customer who maybe doesn't have the
It's all
best
good.
No,
There's some
there
shitty
are.
ass customers
There
out there.
are.
I'll tell you right now.
There are.
or
And-
or even if someone just maybe they're not a shitty customer, but they're not having the best day. Like you don't want to just be like, "Oh well, you're not feeling good, so I'll just go with that." Like, you want to be able to be something that's gonna give them something to look forward to and be that excitement or have that positivity that's gonna drive the rest of that interaction, transaction, or lesson to be the best that it can be, and that it comes from us as the professionals. I think so. You know what I mean?
Because I mean,
We're not professionals though. We're just average employees.
we're average. But like,
Okay,
Sorry.
Jace is the
Sorry,
you two
I-
are the outliers.
I am a trained professional in what I do. Thank you very much.
I am a trained.
you are trained, Alan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Jared is trained.
I think
but-
at some level we're all.
I
Trained.
did learn that the only thing that makes me a professional dancer is the fact that I teach. And I would be an amateur dancer if I took lessons and competed. That would be the only difference for me.
But professional. But
All right.
it also,
I have nothing to add to that. That was good.
Nice.
but it also has to come down to, like, for your profession, people are coming there to enjoy themselves.
For the most part, I do have that luxury, yeah.
So, like, for mine, when I was in the hospital, I had to remember that people do not want to be there.
Yeah.
I had to do whatever I could in order to get their mind off of being in a hospital.
That's hard.
And that's kind of like what he kind of preached to me too, because if you were in the hospital in a bed for a few days, 5 days, over a week, maybe almost 2 weeks sometimes, fucking sucks. Like, I would not want to be there any longer than a night. I was there for one night, and I didn't even want to be there. So, so I had to remember and take that into consideration every single time that I was with a patient. And I had to get them to do exercises along with trying to keep them pepped up, because if I was a downer, the person was already down, we're just going to have a shitty
No one's looking forward
time.
to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there were some patients that just weren't having it.
Of course.
So
Can't fight that.
Yeah.
I
But
Hey,
agree.
you can only do what you can.
Yeah. It's only so
So-
much we can do.
I agree 100% with that. You know, you got to take control.
Yeah.
That's what I tell my team too. It's like we're here trying to sell benefits,
Truthfully.
card or membership or whatever it is. But if you're asking the customer like, "Hey man, do you have a phone number? Did you want to join the club?
Hey, you got a number?
Hey, you got a number?
You got a number? Did you want to join the club? No, it's cool. All right, cool. You know, when you're like that, it's like, of course.
do you want to join the podcast?
You know what I mean?
Do you want to?
But when you're like, hey man,
You
you
wanna
know,
join?
we have this really cool Nordic club. We have this
Oh,
really cool
yeah.
club that you could be part of.
I love it. Yes. Come on, give me the whole spiel.
Give me-
I want to
give me
hear.
it, give
I
me
want to
it.
hear. I want
Give
to
me
hear.
it,
I
give
want
it.
to hear.
I can't.
No, I'm not a member.
Okay, hold on. Can I
wanna
get
be a
my
member.
can I
Do
get
wanna
my
be a
best
member?
impression? Can I get my best impression?
Hit me.
Can I try? Can I try?
Go.
Oh, so I actually see that you haven't taken advantage of this really great opportunity.
That's right.
Would you like to be able to actually get some of these extra benefits that our club
What are
has
those
to offer?
benefits?
That's right.
That benefits? Well,
Yeah,
you can
you
get
said
discounts.
benefits.
You can get built up points to get even more discounts, and you get exclusive access to some of these special sales that we don't give to every other
Sign
customer.
me
How
up.
long can I return?
You can
stuff?
hire me if I ever leave my job.
Because sometimes I like to return stuff, 6 months to a year later. So is that okay if I get this?
Absolutely not. Get the fuck out of my store.
But I mean, it's always down to the person's attitude and
True.
how hyped they are about it.
True.
Because if that person is not hyped about what they're trying to sell to you, why the fuck would the other person
That's
want to
right.
say yes? You know what I mean? So
People buy
Be
off
hyped.
emotion
Get
more
hyped.
often than they buy off logic.
sell your shit.
So going into that, do you like that part?
I didn't
of
think
your
about that
job?
for a second.
I was like, I saw the processing.
Do I like the part of my job where I have to be hyped and sell these?
Or
benefits?
was it hard in the beginning and then became easier?
Almost definitely. I mean, I'm seasoned now. Like I know these benefits like the back of my hand. So knowledge is power. The more you know about something, the easier it is to sell.
100%.
You don't know about it, and you're like,
Would you
"Oh,
say
well,
you were
I think
first?"
you get this, and I think you get that. We got a problem. But when you're like, hey, this is what you're gonna get. This is how you get it. You want to do this?
Or we're not.
Let's
What's
do
up?
this.
What's good with you?
It's easy. It's,
Would
it's
you
just,
say,
it's
like,
just about the attitude.
In your career, you were first just like a regular hamburger. Now you're like a New York strip with a little bit
Damn.
of garlic
Absolutely.
butter.
Josie, baby. That's
I think-
Josie.
I think
fucking
when
garlic
I
based.
when I got there,
Ooh, a little bit of
Shit
garlic
with a little
butter.
garlic butter on the side. Get that chimichurri.
You know what I'm
What's
saying?
good with
when I
that?
got there, I was hitting it and I was running.
Oh,
I was always trying to figure out, like I said before, what's gonna get me more money.
That's
Are
right.
you telling me that if I get this person to sign this paper, you're gonna just give me $10? Fuck it. How many people can I get to sign this goddamn paper? Because I want $10 in my pocket.
that's right.
10 and then 10. I have gas money right there, just for what? Doing my job.
Not anymore. Not these days.
Not these gas prices.
Yeah.
You got little gas vapors.
Yeah. No, I get that. But it's just
Get enough gas to turn on the car.
easy money, easy extra money for doing your job.
That's right.
And then they're like, hey, why don't you throw competition so that they get more hyped about it? No, we're already putting money in their goddamn pocket. Do your goddamn job.
You gotta be doing it and doing it and doing it well.
I am the worst when it comes to like, oh, let's do this contest. Why? Just do your job.
Yeah.
Part of your job. But
I do. We try to make it fun. Whatever.
Yeah, of course.
Not me personally, but we try to make it fun for everyone.
So there was I had to go to Ulta to go pick up something for Kiani. And
You don't have to front. The boys can go to Ulta.
Yeah, we
That's
can.
right.
You gotta get
So-
stuff for your skincare routine. That's okay.
I was wearing a tank top and I had to get some
pasties.
pasties.
Yeah, it gets hot,
So-
and you gotta cover them nips.
So they get
You
sensitive
don't
every
know
once
why
in a while.
do we have to cover up the nips?
Free the
Free
nip.
the nips.
Free the nip.
That's actually what we're talking about in my class right now. Nudity and obscenity.
I'm for it.
So going along with pushing a membership on somebody, the lady there was trying to push a membership on me. She was like, "Oh, you're not a member. Oh, let's sign up." I'm like, "I'm just here for some pasties. I don't think I'll benefit anything from your membership. Like, I'm sorry." She's like, "You know what? It's cool. You know, if you wanted to return anything." I'm like, "I'm not going to be returning these pasties.
You're not going to want these back.
I don't even know when I'm going to be back here. It's okay. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
Are there other uses for the pasties?
I don't have any reason to have a phone number or anything with you guys. Like, I'm sorry.
Don't return your pasties. That's nasty.
It's like she had this whole spiel and she went off with it, and then she kind of like looked down to see what I was buying again, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you're kind of right." Like, I'm sorry. I would have if it was something, but like, I had nothing.
She
to
didn't
be
say
a-
that you could have started a membership so you can collect points for your girlfriend, and then you can surprise her with discounts and stuff in the
she
She's
future.
got to
actually
get that
didn't say
approach.
that.
She's got to get that approach,
she-
man.
Yo,
I see. I hear you. I hear
you
you.
heard?
I hear
There-
you.
Come on now.
Yeah,
It's
it
not
was
all
the
about
two
you.
things.
I
It
hear
was
you.
it was the two things. She said something with returns. She's like, "Oh yeah, if you normally like to do anything with returns, we like to have you guys have a phone number and all this stuff."
It'll
I'm
make
like,
it
"I
easier
don't-
for those
like, I'm
returns and
sorry."
exchanges in the future.
Yeah.
We can always look it up. You just need your phone number.
So I'm gonna just wear these pasties. I'm gonna say that they didn't work, and I'm gonna return them.
Yeah, my areola was too big.
It was way too big. I got pepperoni nipples.
wrong
I can't.
Not that there's anything wrong with
It's
those.
not gonna work. I'm sorry.
Hey, we don't discriminate.
Your pasties were the same size
You're
as my
thinking
nipple.
you're thinking pepperoni. I'm thinking salami.
God damn.
Anyway,
Yeah, continue on it.
yeah. So at the end of this big ass bit,
That was an extremely long tangent, but it connected. We found our way.
it all came back to like really finding the time for that self care, no matter what that self care is.
Buying
I-
pasties.
Yeah, buying pasties, playing video games, doing the best that you can at your job. It's really just finding whatever fills that cup, as Jace was saying. So to that point, just find that.
Yeah. You got it.
Whatever floats your boat.
And
Do
it's not always what used to float your boat a few years ago. Sometimes you have to go out
Yeah.
and find something new that
Be a new
maybe
thing.
Yeah.
Take
floats
that
your
leap of
boat.
faith.
It's okay. Try something new. Try
And if it comes down to not doing anything, that's okay too. Because sometimes people say like, "Oh, you just wasted your whole day doing nothing."
Damn right I did.
My counter argument to that is, did I enjoy the time of me not doing anything?
Yeah.
Then is it
Hell
time
yeah.
wasted?
Just don't make it every
Uh,
day.
Exactly.
Don't do nothing every day.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing too. You know, you got to find like your time management, right? Find the time to do nothing, but also find some time to be a little bit productive and
do
progressive
nothing,
for your
be
life.
productive, do nothing again.
Yeah. Layer
Do
it out.
nothing sandwich
No.
with some productivity in the middle of it.
Yeah. Nothing. Productivity. Nothing.
Yeah, I'm with that.
What's next on the agenda, sir?
Okay, this is
I can bring up one.
sure.
What? Well, I mean, it's kind of like what I asked Jared. What part of your job or any job that you guys have ever had that you did not like or you did not like doing? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Current job?
It doesn't matter. Any job
Any
that you've
job.
had or this job, anything that kind of pops out to you. While you guys are thinking, there was this just one that I can give yourself time to think. There's this one where I worked for a grocery store, and I worked there, and then they ended up transitioning to something else. And I was a bagger because I was really young, so they wanted us to bag the groceries, put it in, easy. It's kind of like what we did. So next, they wanted us to, I think in different states, this is actually what they do, but they wanted us to just take the cart from the person and say, which way to your car. And it was very uncomfortable for me
That is a
because
little weird.
everybody,
Huh.
people would have their purses on it. They would kind of keep their hand on it. Because, like you pay your grocery cart's right there, you bag, and then like you pay, like, I don't know. It was just very uncomfortable to me because I would just take it and they'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing? Sorry, I'm I was just waiting for you to finish, but which way to your car? And then they'd be like,
do you help them to the car?
I couldn't even do that. Like they literally wanted me to just take the cart and say which way to your car. That's all I had to do. But since we were transitioning and people would go into that store prior, like it wasn't like a new place, like, you know what I'm saying? So if it was like a brand new place opening, if that was a thing known, it would be okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that would be the thing that you know. But since it was a prior grocery store, then that's not how it was. So everybody was like, it's okay. So every time that I wouldn't take or help somebody out to their car to put their groceries in their car, I would get in trouble for. There were some people I would just be there were some people like I'd be like, can I just walk you out to your car, or like walk you out just to make it look like I did it, because nobody would actually want help to their car. So I was getting talked to because of this situation. I'm like, nobody wants help. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. They say no, it's okay. Well, you know what? You have to take no for an answer. I'm like, what?
Sir, I just bought a loaf of bread.
Yeah, they have 2 bags. Like, well, you know what? Help them. All right. Like, I was like,
I'm going to put this bag in your fucking car.
Yeah, it was so
What
like,
say, Bean?
I mean, I was also young, but like, it was so like uncomfortable to me, like how I would have to take the charge and it'd be like, no. And I'm like, I'm going to get in trouble. Can I just like help walk you out? Like that's what I went to because that's how
you had to come down to realism.
Yeah. But I think in like other states and stuff like that, that's like what it's known, like that's actual grocery store is actually known for. But people here don't know that. Yeah. So
I mean, you know, it's sometimes about retraining the customer base.
Yeah. No, that's kind of like what it would be.
Which is tough.
But
no, that's rough.
I think it would be something like could have helped, like if it was like the cashier person could have been like, okay, so and so is going to help you out to your car.
There could have been a better system.
Yeah, it was in
more
versus
communication
just me
about it.
taking your car and be like, all right, which way? Like I just felt like
who the fuck are you?
Yeah, exactly. Like
no.
Yeah. So that's exactly how it was.
Yeah.
Not even like in uniform, just wearing regular clothes.
Yes. Every person was like, it's okay.
Got it.
Sorry, I have to. It's my job. It's okay. I got it.
I just bought these Skittles.
All right. But yeah, that was just one part that I really like hated. So.
Yeah. For me, when I was working at a shoe store that I was working at, I hated merchandising, which is how I know I would not be able to work in retail anymore. Because we had to like put all the boxes of the shoes out by like size order, smallest to largest at the bottom, and I hated it. I didn't want to do it. So you know what I would do? I would just make sure that it all looks neat. I would just kind of push all the boxes in, make sure they all look good, and that's fine. And I think my the manager I was working for, they kind of got the vibe that I just was not into doing that part of it. But what I was great with was customer interaction. So that store had just gotten into a time where they were doing mobile point of sale, BOS, right?
Yeah.
And
the big old things on the side.
Yeah. So my job for most shifts that I was working at that store towards the end was they would set up a stand in the middle of the store. And I would do like some small merchandising if I really wanted to, in between people not checking out. But literally my job was to stand in the middle of the store, say hi to people as they walk by. And if they had a credit card, I could ask them, hey, are you paying with card today? You can go ahead and check out over here. You don't have to wait in line. And I did that for like the last 3 months that I was working at that shoe store. Didn't have to do anything else.
That sounds perfect.
It was kind of perfect, but then I got the dance job and, I kind of moved on out of that.
Become an athlete.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. The least athletic person I know is myself.
You are more athletic than all of us.
One thing it's what I didn't like, right? That was the question.
Yeah. What part of a job that you didn't like?
So when I worked at Anchor Blue, I don't know if you guys remember.
Ooh, they had the best jeans.
They sell pants.
Yeah.
Best jeans.
They're Levi's. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I worked at Anchor
Maybe
Blue.
that's why I like them.
The one thing that I
America's
hated was there was a transition in the customer service where it's like you had to help them pick out an outfit. And
That's kind of weird.
yeah, it's very weird. Just because like my style is totally different from someone else's style.
Couldn't just look at a mannequin. Is that what they're for?
That's bro. I was just an average employee there, and they're like, "All right, Alexander, you gotta every customer that you help out, you gotta help them find an outfit." I'm like,
White tee, blue jeans,
All
and
right.
Nikes.
I was like, all right. And so every customer that came out, like that was during my skinny jean phase. Like I was like tough into skinny jeans.
Skinny jeans.
So someone's searching for jeans, and for me, this is like my first retail job, so I didn't really like understand like reading the room. So like I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Welcome in. Do you guys need some help? They're like, yeah, I'm looking for some new jeans. I was like, bro, check out these skinny jeans. And me not looking at the dude, he's wearing like some baggy jeans. So I went the fucking other side, and he was just like being polite. And it's like, okay, like I'll just go along with it. I was like, all right, so go ahead. Here, these jeans. You know what shirt would look really good with these? This shirt right here. You know what else you need with these shirts and these pants? Some socks.
Yeah.
These socks are gonna look dope.
Look at those socks.
Nobody buy anything.
Yeah. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like
If
that.
anything, I felt like I pushed customers away.
I'm never coming back to the store.
and it's-
I don't wear skinny jeans.
Yeah, and it's like,
I get that.
that was the one thing I hated. Like the way it was presented on what I had to do didn't really vibe with me. I think like if it was like maybe make it a 3-item conversion versus just them coming in for 1 item, I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Instead of like put a whole ensemble for them. I was like, this is just a regular clothing store in a mall.
What if they just want jeans?
Yeah. What if they just, because we sold candy too. Like, what if they just want candy?
Get
You know
some candy.
You know what really good with these Skittles? These skinny jeans.
You know what look good with Skittles? Skittles.
Let's
You should
more
get the
Skittles.
rainbow and the sour.
Yeah, let's get both of them. Wait, you need one more to make this 3 items.
Wait, you guys didn't go to Anchor Blue for the candy?
I ended up just buying the candy and
To be
eating
honest,
it.
where I grew up, I don't even think I saw an Anchor Blue.
Also known as Miller's Outpost.
I don't think I saw that either.
Okay, never
Did
mind.
not know that one.
What about you, Bean?
Jared.
What's one thing you didn't like at your job?
I hated when no one wanted to bring me home, and I was
Aw.
sad in the shelter.
That got really
well,
sad.
Jared, any part of your job any
Um,
part of any job
Something
you
that I had to
hated?
get used to, at least, that I didn't like at first. One of the things that we are graded on for my team specifically is how fast we're able to get customers in and out.
Hmm.
But
Get the fuck out of here.
they also want us,
Get the fuck out!
Put that dick away. Put that dick away.
put the dick away, put the dick away.
Put the dick away. Put the dick away.
They also want us to be able to, Jace comes in with 30 items to return at one time. We're supposed to
Whoa, a year late.
take in the return, process every item. And when I say process, you need to make sure it has the current price. Depending on the price, if it needs a sensor, put a sensor on it. And then if it's clothing, hang it, right? So think about doing that for 30 different items while you have 10 different customers in front of you. And so you take care of one customer, you're doing the return. You have to take care of all these items before you take that next customer. But that line is looking at you like,
Hurry the fuck up! Hurry the
Hurry
fuck
the
up!
fuck up. Hurry the fuck up.
what the hell are you doing? You
I
gonna
got my
take
dick
me
out. I
now?
got my
or-
dick out.
You gonna take me now or what? So that was a tough transition for me, at least in my area, because I had to get my team from getting this fast checkout time to, okay, we need to be fast, but we also need to process everything that you just returned in at the moment. So that was pretty tough because now, on my end of that, I am now diffusing the irritated or in a rush customers are like, yo, what the fuck is that person doing? Why aren't they taking me right now? And I'm over here on the side with my flag, like, oh, they've got to process all those items first. Give us a second. But I've already set up a system where if that person is busy doing that, processing all those items, there's another associate ready, standing by to take care of the line that keeps on going.
Yeah.
But there's days where both lines are full of shit. So not only do I have to worry about people that are buying stuff because we want them to buy so we get the volume for it, but we have to also take care of the line that's growing in returns, so that they can return their stuff and go and buy more. So I guess that was the one point that I didn't really like at first, but now that my team is getting a little bit more adept at being able to do this process, and I have certain systems in place to be able to take care of all the customers, it's a little bit easier now. But at first, I hated it. I was
It's
like,
a
what do you
growing
mean?
process.
You want me to just look at the line and tell them to hang on? Like, these motherfuckers are going to kill me over here.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I've been in those lines.
at the end of the day, like I said to Justin, it's just about training that customer base.
Yeah.
Getting them used to waiting until it is their turn in line, which is very successful at other stores that I've had the opportunity of going and managing at just for a brief moment to see how that team is like. And it really proved to me that, it does work. You just got to get those customers kind of ready for that and trained to be okay to wait just a little bit longer than normal.
I just want to clear my record. I've never returned anything in my life. I've kept everything, for better or worse.
Even if I don't like it.
Oh, I buy because it's a good deal, and then I'll decide later.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I think the only place like I return stuff is Amazon.
Oh,
But I feel
Even
like in
that-
most cases, you need to buy.
Amazon arrived too late.
You need to buy, especially if it looks good.
Never
Because
pay.
you might
never
miss out.
pay
Yeah.
for fucking
You might
return
miss
on
out.
Amazon. Anyways, moral of that question was uncomfortable situations, right? We have overcome to them, right? That's
Yeah,
kind of what it is.
totally.
It's putting yourself in those situations, becoming more comfortable with them. So, that's all.
Yeah. But you know what is also uncomfortable? Knowing that the world is going to end without you even fucking knowing.
Yeah, it's going to happen. We're all going to die. It's fine.
Like the asteroid that just passed
Fun
the Earth. I don't know
fact
if
of
you guys
the
know about
day.
that.
What do we call this segment?
I don't know.
All right, we'll call it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right,
Daily news.
all right.
Bum, bum.
Bum. Ow with the daily news.
Hey guys, I'm your host Al of the Daily News, and I wanted to talk about Asteroid 2021 GT2.
Yeah, I got that pulled up over here.
GT2.
It was an asteroid that was projected towards the Earth a couple days ago.
Yeah, like 2 days ago.
Yeah, it was the size of 3 blue whales.
Or the World Trade Center.
Yeah, if you don't know how big blue whales are, and if you don't know what the World Trade Center is, depending on how old you are,
It's big as fuck.
it's extra big as fuck.
Not
What's the weather outside? It's gonna rain.
It's going to rain.
No, but it was a really large asteroid that was had trajectory to hit the Earth, but it missed.
They always have trajectories to hit the Earth.
I think anything just going towards us is defined as trajectory to hit the Earth, but it missed and passed.
The galaxy is very big. The universe is large, and you can't really. I don't know how accurately they can project that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How far did they see it?
True. How far does this telescope go?
Where are you measuring from?
So did this asteroid pass? What's going on?
Yeah, June 6th is when it
What's going
passed
on?
the Earth.
I need more details.
Yeah. So it's the asteroid the size of 3 blue whales zooms past Earth safely. It actually missed our planet by 2.2 million miles.
That sounds like a lot.
That sounds like a lot, but in the grand scope of this universe, maybe not so much,
How would you say if you were to relate it like feet?
Feet.
Like if you were like to condense
So I
it.
will say America is terrible at our metric system because it only tells me that it's 3.5 million kilometers. So I don't know how much that is in feet.
It's about 10 times the moon to Earth's distance.
Yeah, it was hurtling.
How'd you know that?
I'm reading it.
Oh,
It was hurtling at us at 16,000 miles per hour.
so a big ass asteroid like an Armageddon missed us. So
Would you even be ready for something like that to hit?
do you think like we would know until it would happen?
I mean,
Because there's no way to prepare for that.
But
get in the Teslas; they can all fly.
everyone get your emergency kits ready. You should have a backpack of survival kit stuff.
So in comparison, apparently
Everybody should be ready.
in February 2013, an asteroid that was only 62 feet wide exploded near the Russian town of Chelyabinsk. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Chelyabinsk.
Although the space rock passed 25 miles from the city, the shock wave that the explosion generated shattered over 3,600 windows and injured 1,500 people in the city.
How
And
big
that's
was that?
62 feet wide asteroid.
So baby compared to what?
An
just missed us.
extreme baby compared to whatever might have hit us
So
2 days ago.
I think we're gonna need more than a backpack.
I think we'd just be dead if that hit us.
True.
Well, that would be like a
How do you think the dinosaurs died?
big ass asteroid, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's your fun fact for the day.
I liked
Yeah.
it. I enjoyed it.
So we're still surviving. Wait till the next asteroid's on the trajectory to us.
I feel like there's always an asteroid every year on the way.
So, real quick before I'm pretty sure we're gonna wrap things up. If we did get into like an apocalyptic era of life, you guys think you would survive?
Hell
Well,
yeah.
how would you? Okay, what
Hell
was those
yeah.
circumstances? Was it like an
So-
atom bomb or?
So let's say that this big ass asteroid hits the Earth, right? And it, creates this big explosion on, I would assume, on the scale of a big atom bomb, where, if you guys have ever played Fallout, where like people can survive that if they have like the right type of protection. Let's assume that we were all
In a fallout shelter.
Let's assume we all survived that catastrophe. Do you think you'd be able to live in a world that doesn't have this modern government technology that's available and things like that? You know what I mean?
Okay, three
Yes.
questions, follow-up questions.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that survives, or like all my friends survive?
Let's say about half of your friends survived.
Okay. Is there food, like drinkable water?
Immediately, let's say
Is
yes.
it a Walking Dead situation?
Yeah, let's say yes. There is drinking water. Why
Okay.
not?
And third,
What do you mean? Like, is the ocean still there, or
no, you can't drink the ocean.
Can't
salt
drink
water.
the ocean water. Yeah.
Like
You'll
no,
die
like
eventually.
I'm not saying like there's bottles of Evian everywhere. No, like, am I able to access water? Like the water isn't polluted because of this.
Wait, can you boil water and then it'll be fine?
Yeah, there's
Not if
ways-
it's not if it's polluted.
Ocean.
I
Well,
haven't tried
technically,
that.
yeah, because then you can, if you're okay, here's a little survival tip. If you are boiling salt water and if you have like a tarp over, the water that comes from the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
vapors,
yeah.
you can drain that into drinking water.
Yeah.
Let's assume there is drinking water.
Okay. Thirdly, is there radiation?
Yes.
Okay, shit. And what was the original question?
Do you think you would? Do you think you would survive?
Yes. Because I've played a lot of I've played a lot of Fallout.
I play a lot of Red Dead, so yeah.
Red Dead taught me everything I know.
I know how to skin an animal. So no, yeah, I think I would. Again, like I don't think I'd be like the good survivor. Like I'd be a fucking marauder
I think I would survive.
until I run into my friends.
So would it be a Walking Dead situation where we would not trust? Say if we didn't know each other and we saw each other, are we going to team up or?
It's up to you to
I'm not
decide
gonna-
at that moment.
I think that is.
I
now
think
that's a
I
personal
honestly,
thing.
I honestly
decide
think
at
that's what
those
it would
moments.
become to.
If I don't know you, you're dead.
I would die.
I would be like
I would die.
Denzel Washington in the Book
100%.
of Eli.
Blind.
No, but on my own and surviving.
Like
At
the
all
Book of Eli.
times.
Yeah.
I think the things that I worry about is, are my parents alive, family-wise, and stuff like that.
Your
I'd
values.
worry about them.
Yeah.
If my parents are gone, I will survive till I'm gone. Like I will make it all the way. And I love all of you that is in this room right now. But if it came down to a survival situation, I will make sure that numero uno is good to go.
That's fair. I get it.
Every single day. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to think about the group that I'm with. Not at all.
I don't know anymore
But-
about after your statement.
I will make sure
If Jared's not on this podcast next week,
that
you know
I
why.
am always good to go. I'll
Hey, you got to look out for yourself, and I get that. I think
tell you right now, just moving out
You gotta put
from
your
Jersey to
oxygen
from
on
Jersey to
you
California.
right.
before you can put it on
mask
somebody
over
else.
yourself
And
before the child next to
Being
you.
solo dolo, trying to get my way around, lone wolf style, perfectly fucking fine.
But are you talking about like survival skills?
Survival
perfectly.
skills. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna survive.
Yeah, I would die.
I'm gonna survive for sure.
So now here's
I'm
the
fucking dying.
alternative. Let's say this happens, right? And we all
I
were
have no
we
survival
all were
skills.
split up, and we found ourselves in different groups.
Oh,
But
the forest?
Put that dick away.
Put the dick away. Put the dick away. So let's say we survived this, right? And we were all in different like survivor groups, and there was some sort of happenstance where our 4 groups come into conflict. Do you think you would ride it out with the group that you're with? And let's say you've been with this group since, let's say 3 months have passed. Let's just put that number on there.
I feel like 3 months is not enough to overcome the years that I've known these people that I'm looking at right now.
There you go.
Okay. Another follow-up question. Who has more supplies? Because
in this scenario, you would not know.
Okay, if my group ain't gonna have shit,
Fuck them.
yeah, fuck them. Well, what do you guys have?
It really depends. It depends on your situation.
I feel like we all know I'm a neutral sponge. I feel like I'd have a pretty chill group.
How
And
many
I feel
arrows
like-
do I have?
I feel like we would.
You've been making your own.
Would be taking people under our.
Everyone's dying except for the boys.
I'm not going to lie. I have little brother complex. I think as soon as I saw Jared, I'd drop everything and join Jared's side. 100%.
Take your group in.
See? Look at that.
Yeah, but my group has the weapons because I have all the weapons.
We'd kill your group.
You're one group versus 2 groups.
But y'all ain't got shit. Y'all ain't
You
got
gotta
weapons.
sleep at some point.
I'll make sure you guys don't get to sleep.
I'm kidding. Am I?
Am I?
kidding?
My house is the armory.
But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there.
That's good stuff. I think it really comes down to. I mean, deep down.
How far will we
deep down
go
our
to
inner
betray
selves-
each other?
Yeah, exactly.
What is the line
Our
in which I'm willing
inner-
to betray you?
Our inner natural state? I like people. I'm social. I don't think I would shut everyone out.
Yeah.
At the get, unless 2 months into this apocalypse, I saw someone that I tried to trust and they destroyed everything that I was trying to build. Okay, cool. We'll have problems, but I don't think that would happen.
All right, rule of thumb: don't make Jared the governor. He can't
Or
make these
do.
tough decisions.
Or do
I'll
and
tell
survive.
you what, the governor made a lot of hard decisions, and his people lived and were safe for a very long time before Rick's group came in and fucked everything up.
That's the thing about Walking Dead, though.
you know,
not wrong.
It's
Like,
subjective who's
lo-
good and bad,
love
you know?
Rick,
And
but
he-
like
and-
every group he goes to,
Fucks things up.
everything's great, and then Rick comes here, Carl.
And Negan also was against rape
Yep.
and against like child.
They had
like
they had their morals and
My
standards
guy had
for
morals.
sure.
I highly enjoyed the governor.
That was a great
When the governor
that was a
was
great
the
part of the
villain.
show. Great part of the comic too.
Oh, Beans, open the door. Do it, dude. Do it.
Get it. Oh, you got it. Savage.
And with that, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. This is the Average Employee Podcast.
Yo.
I'm your host, Al. And it's time to clock out. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.